Good evening. My name is Nora Pfeiffer, and I am the Director of Franciscan Justice Circles here at Franciscan Action Network. The circles are local affinity groups inspired by the Franciscan charism to advocate for social and environmental justice. And we are thrilled to have 20 circles formed so far throughout the country, and more are forming, including at Franciscan universities. Now, it is on the foundation of a culture of encounter, one that consists of relationships of mutuality, compassion, and solidarity. It is on this foundation that the circles move to action in the public sphere. Tonight, I have the honor of presenting the Franciscan Justice Award to a married couple who embody the values and action that the Franciscan Justice Circles promote. I'd like to introduce to you Teresa and Jeff Redder, who are secular Franciscans living in New Jersey and are active servant leaders of the Delaware Valley Franciscan Justice Circle, as well as their order. As part of the St. Catherine Drexel region of the Secular Franciscan Order, Jeff is serving as regional JPIC animator and district counselor, and Teresa is serving as the regional minister. Serving with a true Franciscan ministry of presence in prison ministry for 25 plus years, confirmation religious education, as well as international medical missions and Girl Scouts, among other experiences that have really touched them deeply, which is clear to anyone who knows them. They blend spirituality and work for justice so seamlessly and authentically. The Redders coordinate rich meetings each month for the Franciscan Justice Circle, animating the conversation with a variety of topics to raise consciousness and reflection, and they lift up and encourage other circle members when they share or take actions. Jeff and Teresa infuse the circle with Franciscan animation, motivation, invitation, as well as mutual reflection on tragedies and injustices happening locally or connected with members of the circle, and always invite others to act. As Teresa herself said in a recent email to me, there is still so much to be done, as St. Francis knew so well. We just have to keep advocating for justice and allow the voices of those who are closest to the injustice to be heard. That is where conversion and transformation take place. Thank you, Teresa and Jeff, for having the courage and conviction to walk alongside those who might be forgotten or marginalized in our society, but not to stop there, to go on to see how God is calling you and others in your community to respond in love, so that the unnecessary suffering of our neighbors and Mother Earth can be prevented. Tonight, I am honored to present this Franciscan Justice Award to our sister and brother, Teresa and Jeff Redder.
We're very thankful, Nora, for all your help. You've always been a great guide to us along the way. It was never a question about whether we would start up a circle. We were so engaged with everything that FAN was doing. And I can still remember when we did the advocacy training with Just Faith Ministries, we were asked to single out an area of concern, what was on our mind. And for me, it was affordable housing. And that affordable housing came from two sources. One was I work in prison ministry, where when men get out of prison, what they face in trying to find someplace to live, they have the stigma of having a prison record and no income, difficulty finding a job, and loss of friends and family groups to support them. And the second one was our fraternity had adopted a single mother, and we were in accompaniment with her. And over the 10 years that we've journeyed with her, the things that we've learned that we never knew before because we never experienced it being part of the middle class. And I'd like Jeff to share her story with everybody.
I think one of the greatest things that we learned was sometimes how the system itself fails the poor people, that it keeps them pushed down no matter how much we've tried to help her. It's like there's constant blockades coming up all the time. So we've been walking this journey for a lot, like we said, for the last 10 years. And it's unfortunate that, again, because she doesn't have a car, wherever she lives, she always has to rely upon public transportation. So that sometimes is a very limiting factor into where she's able to live.
And we were just talking to her on the phone yesterday. And do you know that we've accompanied her 10 years and not once has she ever gotten close to being called for a subsidized housing? 10 years. That her first little daughter was a baby when we met her. And we recently, there was a posting that affordable housing was going to have a lottery, and 200 people put in for every single spot that was posted. That's the drama of the need in our society. And of course, you could say the bigger issue that causes all of that is just poverty itself. And poverty is a terrible statistic in our country. But the bottom line is, what are these people supposed to do? And then, they end up living in inner city areas where there's violent crime. And our friend Emma had an armed home invasion at her place that forced her to move again. So it's something that we care about with a passion. And you have to learn, and you learn through encounter, when you meet the person and you walk the journey with them, and then you learn accompaniment along the way.
And one of the things we've also learned is, you need to be very involved in even your local township activities as to what bylaws the township passes sometimes that very much affects poor people.
Thank you so much, Teresa and Jeff. We will now have our closing prayer offered by Brother Christopher of the Order of Lesser Brothers and Sisters, and a very active member of the Southern California Franciscan Justice Circle. Following the prayer, we will invite you to enjoy a closing song, "Now is the Time," by Kathy Tissel Nelson. Thank you.